Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Manship, Lutmna versus Laupp.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Manship, at the age of 10, you were shocked and devastated to learn that your dad was not your biological father. That began your 20-year search to find the man your mother claims is your father. After your exhaustive search to find him, you came up with nothing. Well, Ms. Manship, this court has located him, and he will join us in a moment. This will be the first time meeting him and your mother's first time seeing him since they broke up more than 30 years ago. But before we bring in the defendant, Mr. Laupp, Ms. Manship, tell me what happened when you were 10 years old.
Up until I was 10, I believed that my brother's father was my father. And then they had a DNA test done, and it came back that he was not my father. And that made him really angry, so he stopped letting me come over to his house.
And you remember this rejection?
I do.
And so how did your mother tell you that Mr. Laupp was your biological father?
She sat me down, and she had one picture, and this is the one picture that she gave me that I've had for the past 20 years. And I just look at it, and she says, "This is who your father is. He was the only other person I was with. And he's the only one that it could be." We had a place where we hung out when we were younger, and I would stop a police officer, and I'd say, how do you go about searching for somebody that you know nothing about, that all you have is a name and a picture? Mm. And he would give me, small details of what he could tell me.
What did you do?
I would go do people searches online. Back whenever they had like the Yahoo chat rooms, I would go to the state that she told me he was from, which was Little Rock, Arkansas. I would go in there and I'd mention his name and say, does anybody know this man? I believe he is my father, and I've been searching for him. And nobody ever had any information they could give me. We even went back to where
And all you had to go on was this one photo you
had? The one picture and the one name. It's all the information I had. And the bar that they met at, which we went back to, and would ask people, has he been back in here? Does anybody know who he is?
And no one had any answers?
Nobody had any answers.
Absolutely no leads?
None at all.
Jerome, I think we need to hear from him. Please escort Mr. Laupp into the courtroom. Mr. Laupp, thank you so much for joining us today. We are here, of course, discussing the paternity of Ms. Manship. Had you ever heard about Ms. Manship being born?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
When is the first time you heard about her?
When the court contacted me just recently.
You never knew she existed?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
But you did have a relationship with Ms. Lutmna, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You remember that?
It's 30 years.
I have to ask you, is this you in this photo?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is you?
Yes.
So we know we at least have the right Mr. Laupp. How does that make you feel, Ms. Manship?
Relieved.
You had no idea this young woman had been looking for you for 20 years?
No, Your Honor.
It makes you very emotional, Mr. Laupp?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you describe to the court what you must be feeling in this moment? What are you feeling?
Not really sure.
Ms. Manship, can you please tell Mr. Laupp how hard you searched for him? Will you tell him how long you've been looking?
Since my early teens. I've searched everywhere. I've searched phone books. I've searched online. I've asked people, and I've never had a response from anybody in the past 20 years. Nobody has ever given me even a single detail of where he's from or where he lives, if he has any family. I don't know anything.
And you've never gotten one lead?
Not one.
You had no hope until this court tracked him down.
Yes.
What went through your mind when the court contacted you, Mr. Laupp? What were you thinking?
I was just shocked.
You felt shocked because you had never received any information. You never even heard someone say someone was looking for you. Nothing?
No, Your Honor.
What was your relationship between you and Ms. Lutmna back then as you look at that picture? What was your relationship like?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she had picked me up hitchhiking across town, and we were both cutting up, having fun, and ended up hanging out for the day. And I think shortly after that, maybe after a couple of months, we had rented an apartment.
Were you boyfriend and girlfriend? You rented an apartment together?
Yes, Your Honor. And I believe she had an ex-boyfriend that wasn't happy about the situation. You know, she had told me she had 3 kids and that she was about 12 years older than I was. I definitely remember her boyfriend not being happy about it, her ex-boyfriend not being happy about it.
Did he confront you?
We kept it amicable, and then at one point in time, I'm not sure how it happened, but he had burned all my clothes up in the fireplace. And
Really?
and for what reason, I don't know why his motorcycle was outside. I kind of tore it up a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So, Miss Lutmna, did you have 2 men fighting over you?
Well, I only wanted to keep one.
You did?
I was really happy with this man.
You were very happy with Mr. Laupp?
The ex didn't want to stay out of the picture.
So tell me what happened when you got pregnant.
He said he had to get back to Arkansas and take care of business. So me and my ex got back together. And about a month later, I started getting symptoms of getting pregnant. And I was with my ex, so I figured it was my ex's baby, you know. So we just continued all the way up until I had her, you know.
So you, when you found out you were pregnant, you thought it was your ex's child?
Yes. I just figured it was my ex's because I'd be in a month later, you know, and be with him.
And so you had the baby, and you and your ex raised the baby up until she was 10. That's when she said she was told.
Yes.
What prompted the DNA test?
I don't remember a lot about when he did the DNA or why he did the DNA. I just remember he came to me and told me that she was not his daughter.
And so when you got the paternity results, when Ms. Manship was 10 years old, you immediately knew, well, if it's not my ex, it is
Trent.
Mr. Laupp.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Were you with any other men during the window of conception?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Laupp, do you remember why or how your relationship with Ms. Lutmna ended?
I believe, Your Honor, we had to get together at the apartment, and I believe I walked in the bedroom and both of them were crashed out in the bedroom. And I guess that's probably what threw the towel in for me. But I thought that I was in town for at least about 6 months after that.
So you caught her and her ex together?
All right, they were both asleep in the bed. I don't know what.
Okay, but they were asleep in the bed, and then that's what made you decide to cut it off, to be done with the relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you broke up with her, but you stayed around town for another 6 months.
Yes.
Were you ever told that Ms. Lutmna was pregnant?
No, Your Honor.
Were you aware that she was pregnant?
No, Your Honor.
Did you ever talk to her again?
I believe after I moved up north to Ohio, I can't remember if I called her or she had called me, one of the two.
Do you remember that conversation, Ms.
No,
Lutmna?
I never made any calls. I never heard from him after he left, no.
So you say you never heard from him and you never talked to him again?
No, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Laupp, when you were contacted by the court, did you initially believe this could be your daughter? Or did you not believe it? Did you say this has got to be a mistake?
I didn't believe it. I figured it probably was a mistake, mainly because the fact that she knew quite a few people. She had a lot of male friends, and I'd been married 4 times. First marriage was 12 years and I didn't have any children. Second marriage was 2 years, still no children. 6-month marriage after that and still no children. Then 8-year marriage after that without any children. So I really didn't believe that.
So you have been married several times and you've never had children with any of your wives?
No, Your Honor, I actually thought I was shooting blanks all the time.
So in addition to not ever hearing about Ms. Manship, not ever speaking to Ms. Lutmna, never being told by Ms. Lutmna that you're potentially her daughter's father, and you've been married to different women and never fathered a child.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Manship, when he said that, your head just dropped. What are you thinking in this moment, hearing that?
I'm just hoping that everything I've been told is true, because if it is, I mean, I'm the only one out there that he has. So I've believed that he's been my father so long that I actually named my youngest son after him.
You did?
I did.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I named him Dallas Trent because I didn't want to miss the opportunity, if he was, to have one of my children have his name in it. And
There it is. You named your son Dallas Trent.
And
Because his name is Trent Laupp.
Yes. And I haven't been married. In hopes that maybe one day I did find him, I'd have that one moment left with him. That's the only moment I have left as a father and daughter type thing. So
all of these years, you never got married because you were saving that one father-daughter moment, that precious moment.
that's all I had left. I'm just hoping that everything I've been told is true.
So, Mr. Laupp, are you willing and are you open to having a father-daughter relationship with Miss Manship should it be determined that she is your biological child?
Yes, Your Honor, by all means.
You are. Miss Lutmna, if for some reason Mr. Laupp is not your daughter's biological father, do you have any other information that could help lead her to the man who is?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I think we've waited long enough. Let's get the results. Jerome? Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Manship, Lutmna versus Laupp, when it comes to 30-year-old Tonia Manship, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Laupp, you are the father. How do you feel, Mr. Laupp?
Pretty happy.
Oh, that's great. So you got one beautiful daughter.
Yes, I do.
And Miss Manship, it has been a long road. I know it has. And you've held on to that picture. That's what she held on to for 20 years, Mr. Laupp. And how many children do you have, Miss Manship?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys. You got a daughter, 3 grandsons, Mr. Laupp. What a day. But I hope you take that picture, frame it. I hope you make your daddy a copy. Because no, that picture is a symbol. I mean, look, we see a lot of families in crisis in this courtroom. And we encourage them each and every day to never give up hope that there is always a possibility for something new. I call them limitless possibilities around us each and every day, every moment. There are possibilities that we can't even fathom.
Yes, you're right.
Right? And from here on out, you don't have to be separated again. I can see how happy you are for your little girl, Miss Lutmna.
Yeah.
You are? Good.
Yes, Your Honor. I am the happiest person in the world right now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we wish you all the very best of luck. We have counseling and resources for you all just to talk through it and figure out how to go to the next step. But I know one thing. When you do get married, Miss Manship, and your daddy walks you down that aisle, please send us a picture. All right, you could even invite me to the wedding. I'm gonna come. All right? I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.